Did y'all see the reporting out late yesterday that Trump's military birthday parade might get canceled? The National Weather Service has forecast a 50% chance of rain with thunderstorms for tomorrow, right when the parade is supposed to happen. That's the same National Weather Service where Trump has fired a shit ton of the forecasters, has basically just gutted it so they're unable to staff facilities to do things like predict tornadoes, the paths of hurricanes, lightning strikes and wind patterns out west to help wildfire firefighters. So it would just be the most incredible fuck you if Trump's birthday military parade got canceled due to lightning and thunder. I'm going to read from USA Today, which is not a news source that I usually reference, but they said something in this article that I thought was really unusual for them, and so I wanted to highlight it here. So the article starts off by saying that Trump has declared that this weekend's military parade in the nation's capital is a rain or shine event, with the forecast showing that there is a high potential for bad weather on parade day. I hope the weather's okay, but actually, if it's not, that brings you good luck, and that's okay too, Trump said yesterday, June 12th. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the tanks at all. It doesn't affect the soldiers. They're used to it. They're tough, smart. Right, because Trump doesn't give a shit about what our servicemen and women are experiencing or how they're being used as pawns in his political games. Sure, they can be out there in all their military gear and their fatigues, get completely drenched, soaking wet, be exposed to the weather, all so that they can carry off a military birthday parade to celebrate Trump and his grandiosities. It's all about Trump feeling big and important and special, and who gives a shit who's inconvenienced or who suffers in the process, who's disrespected, how our servicemen and women are being disrespected. Trump doesn't care about that. So earlier in the day, White House spokeswoman Anna Kelly said that the military celebration would occur, quote, no matter what. Trump and his team, they are always blustering. They're always overstating. They're always trying to sound bigger, bolder, more authoritative than they actually are. They say very definitive things that are meant to scare you, meant to make them look extremely powerful. But then they always have to walk them back. It's always taco. Trump always chickens out. They always overstate and then they have to pull it back. And so now they're saying, well, it's not going to happen no matter what. Actually, there's a big chance of thunderstorms and we can't have a parade if there's lightning and thunder. Of course, described this as a, quote, grand parade and said, I don't think we've ever seen the likes of what you're going to see. It's always the most extreme with him because he has the most fragile ego. Anything he associates with himself always has to be the biggest, the most outsized, the most extravagant, the most opulent, always like gilded and like gaudy gold plating. It's always the megalomaniacal vision. It's always the most extreme because he's so brittle and fragile that he has to overcompensate in every way, shape, or form. So it's not a military parade celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Army. Right, and let's make sure that we all know there is no equivalent parade scheduled for other branches of the armed services anytime this year. There's nothing like this because this falls on Trump's 79th birthday, because what this is all about him worshiping himself and making our U.S. military worship him. This is about him trying to look like a dictator. He has wanted this since his first term in office. This is not about the 250th anniversary of the Army at all. This is about Trump. This is about Trump finally getting to fulfill his dream of having a military parade in his own honor, even though he's a draft dodger. This is something he has dreamed of and tried to bring to fruition since 2016. So wouldn't it be fucking perfect if it got canceled? I don't know if you're the praying type or the sending it out to the universe type, but a thunderstorm tomorrow, right when this parade is scheduled to go off, would be amazing. And not just because it would piss Trump off and he wouldn't get his way and he'd have a little narcissistic crash out and flop around on the ground, but also because this parade is scheduled to cause millions of dollars worth of damage to the roads in Washington, D.C., and the Trump regime has said that it's up to D.C., the citizens of D.C., and their budget to come up with the money to repair the roads after the tank treads utterly destroy them. So if this parade doesn't happen, that will save the taxpayers in D.C. a whole heck of a lot of change. The parade is drawing comparisons to authoritarian regimes, no shit, with Senator Adam Schiff of California calling it a, quote, dictator-style military parade. And this is what I wanted to draw attention to. This is USA Today. They are making a point in advance of talking about the No King's Day celebrations that are going to be happening all over the country. There's currently more than 2,000 of them scheduled. The No King's Day protests are getting traction all across mainstream media. Sources that I did not think would be covering it, much less mentioning it in advance, are doing so. Tomorrow, No King's Day is shaping out to be the largest nationwide protest in the history of the United States of America. Legacy corporate media cannot ignore it. President Trump wants tanks in the street and a made-for-TV display of dominance for his birthday, a spectacle meant to look like strength, said a statement on the No Kings website. But real power isn't staged in Washington. It rises up everywhere else. Let's not forget that Trump is going to spend somewhere between $45 and $90 million of our taxpayer money on this self-congratulatory birthday parade. If there's money for a parade, there's money for Medicaid. And honestly, whether or not thunderstorms ruin Trump's birthday tomorrow, we sure as fuck are. 2,000 events around the country, millions and millions of Americans standing up for our rights, standing up against the cruelty and illegality of this regime. Millions and millions of Americans standing up to say, this is a country of, by, and for the people. We have no kings here. Trump is trying to make himself into a king, into a dictator. He is defying the rule of law. He is wrecking everything that we care about. And we are all showing up tomorrow to stand up against it. Nobody's going to be paying a lick of attention to what's happening to Trump in D.C. Nobody's going to be giving his birthday any attention. We're going to be ruining it by drawing the attention of the press, drawing the attention of the American people to our celebrations all around the country. We're going to stand up for our rights. We are sending a giant message to everybody across the country. Look at all of us standing up. We found our courage. You can find yours. Courage is catching. We're sending a message to all the corporations, all the institutions, all the big law firms, all the colleges, all the universities, all of our servicemen and women. We are letting them know that the American people will not put up with the tyranny of the Trump regime. Now is their time to decide which side they're on. The side of liberty, the side of the Constitution, the side of freedom, the side of the rule of law, the side of the American people? Or are they going to cower before a petty tyrant who has overplayed his hand, whose regime will be of short duration before we restore the rule of law and have accountability for all collaborators? So I will see you at No King's Day tomorrow. I got to go make dinner for my kids. Find the location nearest to you. Show up for the American people, show up for your family, show up for your communities. Show up for freedom and democracy.